Let's talk about collecting comic books without breaking the bank.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, Jeff.
Yo, Tom.
All right, I got a cool question from a commenter in our last artist donation video. This is from Eric Williams. He asked Ryan, why is he Fire Guy? Like, does he have a propensity to burst into flames? Is he a closet pyro? Explain.
Okay, so Fire Guy Ryan does not burst into flames.
Nope.
He is not the Human Torch. Nothing crazy like that.
Not yet.
Not,
We haven't sent him to space yet.
not yet. But he got his moniker or name from the TV show Office.
Ryan started the fire.
He did in a kitchen
Making a cheese pita.
a cheese pita, and then it burst into flames and
That's
caused
right.
an actual fire in the office.
Yeah, he causes everybody to leave the building, and the entire episode takes place outside of the workplace. And we have hit games that are played amongst the office members, such as Desert Island, Who Would You Do? It's a classic episode, and I'm reminded of it every time Ryan sits at this table. Fire Guy Ryan.
The more you know.
Absolutely. Don't forget to hit that like, that subscribe button. And let's dive into some viewer comments here. We have Boniqua1796 who says, yes, Ryan needs to watch Underworld and make a review. I also agree with Aaron that Teen Titans print from our video is amazing. And that was done by VinceSun316.
That print was great. I mean, I saw that on the vid, and I was like, whoa, this is outstanding on the vid. I can't even imagine it in hand.
Vincent killed it, man.
Yeah, he really did. And Fire Ryan really does need to put this Underworld thing to bed already.
I think he does, man. He's got a growing list of movies and games and comic books that he needs to read. I mean, heck, almost every single unboxing we do, he's unboxing some trades or something that's been sent from the community demanding him to cover it.
Sit down, fast forward it, just say you did it.
I want to know
Do a
from the
review.
audience because, like, we could easily do that now. Like, we have a second studio. If you're watching our live show every Wednesday, I've been doing live shows on Sunday just myself. We have a second studio where we can stream live, do a lot quicker content that doesn't take as much editing, much scripting, and it's definitely a bit more us, more improv. And I want to kick it to the audience to, if they want to see more stuff like reviews, because I mean, you're here, Jeff, and I know you buy Golden Age comics. You get comic books that come in, and I try to bring you here to the table to unbox them when I can. But knowing that there is a computer and a camera always ready to go live or record some micro content, I'm thinking we have more stuff to do.
Yeah, I mean, we all have our individual lives outside of this studio, and there's so much more that goes on with comics that we still have. And I'd love for us to start displaying that with some of this micro content that we're talking about and just get it out there for everyone to see because, like you said, there's plenty of books that I buy, artwork that I buy that just never makes it out here.
Interesting. So, like, let us know in the comment section below what you'd like to see from the guru. I mean, I'm assuming when you're going on eBay, I'm curious just personally what your eBay search, your saved searches looks like for comic books. Like, that could be a really good video. The guru's saved searches in comics. I mean, if you want to disclose those types of things, or even my dad's who's looking for reading content, like ideas like that. Let us know in the comment section below.
I have the things that I love,
Sure.
so I save those, and if they pop up, great. But usually I'm looking at everything.
I want to know what you're buying, man. And I think the community would like it too, especially if we're searching, if we're doing even like grading, because there's times where I'm actually at the computer and I'm chatting with Ryan, we're doing, or Russ, we're going through scripts and we're buying stuff. And I'm thinking, shoot, I could be making an additional video right now of us buying this before we go into the studio and record. I don't know. End of the year's coming. My wheels are turning. I'm trying to think of new content to make the community. And we have more access than ever because we've had so many donations. We've had so much of the community band together to help support the podcast that we're able to do things like go live multiple times a week with good audio, better internet. I mean, it's great. And I'm super grateful and I'm excited.
Yeah, it's growing and it's just coming together so well. And we love you guys and you guys are really helping out and we're going to help you with as much content as we can.
This comment is from Kobe242X4. This is a very cool comment I'm going to read here. He says, I've never graded a book until this year. My first ever submissions were books my dad passed on to me, including X-Men 137 at 9.6. Very cool. And an ASM 252 at 9.2. Ever since then, I've been a slab freak. This is the part of the comment that I really want to pay attention to. He bought a copy of Batman Damned the day it came out. as a joke, submitted it at New York City Comic Con, got a 9.6, rated it for a Marvel Presents 15 CGC Restored, tier seal, 6.5, one of his grails. That is a very cool story. I like hearing about the history of these comics, how they're passed down. I mean, so many comics are passed down generation to generation. That's always fun to hear about. But he mentions grading a Batman Damned as a joke. Like, he wasn't even really banking on Batman Damned. He just wanted to get this book sent just so he can have, the Batwang in a seal, protected, if you would. And then he traded that for a Grail book. Something that, so in the beginning, he didn't think anything of it, got this graded, came back home and said, holy smokes, I can put this money towards another book, save money on that Grail that I want, thus not having to spend his entire paycheck or a good portion of his paycheck on a comic book that week, and was able to make up the difference by just doing a little bit of legwork. Very good idea, and something that a lot of collectors do, and something I want to chat about today.
Yeah, the aspect of trading.
Right.
Which is really huge. I mean, when I'm at a con and I'll have people come up with books, I'm constantly asking to trade. Whether they have to go up a 0.5, a 1.0, they would love to upgrade their issue. And then you just kind of figure out what works for you, what works for the other person, and hopefully you both leave happy.
Right. I would say when I first started collecting on the more serious side, and I looked up key comic books, I think I started with Spider-Man comics just because, cartoons, right? And I went through it. I'm like, let's look up the first appearance of Lizard, Doc Ock. I mean, you just go through the list, right? And my jaw dropped. I almost was like put off from collecting because it's like you look at these grades and it's like, unless you want to get something that looks terrible, you're still spending a lot of money. And at that time, I was a little like, okay, I have some to spend, but dang, do I want to spend it all on one thing? Then I realized, some of these other books that I have that are cheaper that I purchased, I don't care as much about, they went up in value a little bit. And I was able to move a couple of them for a little bit of money, like $10 here, $20 there. And then pretty soon I had enough money in trade, plus maybe a key book that I had purchased, I didn't even know was a key, to put towards a book I wanted. And then that kind of started this snowball effect. And I find that this is a very common story for a lot of members in the community, that they get into comic book collecting because of the buy, selling, and the third word here, trading aspect of this hobby.
Yeah, it is a hustle. I mean, it is a true hustle, especially if you're starting off with like $10, $15 books and you're trying to get into something bigger.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you do have to really work at it. Find somebody. If you're at a con, there's a lot of vendors all around, and you really gotta put your feet to the ground and go for it, and you might get a lot of no's, but you're hoping for that yes, and you're just looking for that book that you really want, and you're into it for less because you're really like maybe $25 into this, 5-6 books that value at $75. Well, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
You just came up if you can get that $75 book.
And who's to say that $75 book down the road won't lead you to that $300 book? I mean, it's how it goes. And just like Kobe's comment, he mentions Batman Damned. This was just all of a sudden he spent $8 on a book. I think that was cover price right around there. And then he spent $30 or $40 to get it in a magazine holder, and he flipped it for over $100. I mean, he did that in a span of a couple weeks. Had he got that signed by Jim Lee and spent a couple hours in a line, that could have probably gone for double, maybe triple. What would have happened if he got a press? Maybe not that book in particular, but, insert book there. There's a lot of things you can do to make a quick buck off of comics so you can reallocate those funds to get books that you may not consider buying in the future because of the price.
Yeah, and it feels like, every week we're trying to present something that has hopefully come up or can be had with value for you. And if you play that game just right and really maximize that, you can get pretty far in your comic collecting. And there's a lot of people who are like, oh, I'll never have that book. Oh, it's out of my reach. It's just not possible. It's possible, but it's work.
Right.
This isn't always going to fall in your lap. Like I mentioned, it is a hustle. It is work, but it should be fun. And when you do get that book that you want and you had that comeuppance,
right?
Oh, man, it's a good
Feels
feeling.
good.
Oh, yeah, because that'll be in your box,
right.
And you might not look at your stuff every day, but in a month when you go through it, you're like, oh, yeah, that's right. I remember this book, and it brings back all the memories and everything you did to get it and earn it.
I want to know from the community, do you have any trade stories, good and bad? Let's dive into it. We have tips and tricks. I mean, this is just a conversation. We're getting started here, like a lot of our conversations, but join the community, hit that like and subscribe button. And we do have a giveaway from a recent video we did where we were giving out some gold. Jeff, we have this Cheyenne Dell 4-color 8.5. Goodness.
So this Cheyenne 8.5 is going to the Model Vault, who wrote, "Can you please do some categorized, affordable Golden Age vids by company, starting with Marvel Comics, i.e.
idea.
Timely Atlas?" So I think it's a great idea, and it's definitely a vid we should definitely do. So
100%.
So congrats, Model Vault, on winning the Cheyenne.
Congratulations. You can hit the description below to contact us to figure out how to get that graded comic book. And since we're talking about trading, what better comic book than to give away?
This Daniel Boone, number 3.
But why Daniel Boone, Jeff?
Come on, he's one of America's earliest frontiersmen, a fur trader.
He's a fur trader, and it's a Golden Age book. So we got to be sending this out to someone in the comic book community.
That's right. So trading.
That's right. Hit the comment section below. Let us know what you think about trading. Let us know what you think about like different types of content you like to see our team do, like smaller bits of content, because we'll make it happen if you want to see it. Ooh, we do appreciate your time, as always.
Geek responsibly.
Enough said. We have Geek Responsibly shirts. Hit the link in the bio to get one.